Welcome back, and thanks for stopping by. Lucci is an older deck that got some really great support in EB04, and I couldn't wait to play him. He has always been a deck that focuses on lowering cost and popping characters, as well as dumping cards into the trash. But in the current format, character removal is just not as strong as it used to be, which is pretty convenient because this new 4-cost Lucci is perfectly adapted for that. He's able to gain +2 cost, plus 1000 power for every 5 cards in your trash. Also, he can get rid of a character on your field to draw you a card. This works super well with your leader effect, since you'll constantly be milling cards every single turn, as well as your plethora of other options that you play that also send cards to the trash. My opponent played a carrot thinking that they'll be able to just keep my Lucci locked down and rested for quite a while, but I have an amazing card in my hand called Air Door, which lets me play a card off the top of my deck and send the other cards to the trash. Since it goes to the trash too, for 4 Dawn, you get a character on the field and 5 cards in your trash. I was lucky enough to be able to find another 4-cost Lucci, definitely the best target, and the other one will also be going to the trash. So once I attack with my leader, I'll have over 10 cards in my trash, boosting both of my 4-cost Luccis to 8 cost and making them 8000 power on the field. This makes it so his carrot is immediately useless, since she can only freeze 7 cost and lower characters. These guys just get really massive really quickly, and you're going to see that I'll have a whole field of them. And attacking over them isn't even the best thing to do, because I have plenty of ways to get them back from the trash. The Spandine that I just got out of my life is 3 cost and is able to put cards back from my trash to be able to play a 4 cost or lower character for my trash. And the Blue Node that I just drew is another blocker that on KO also lets me play one for my trash. I kind of fumbled the bag here though, I'm kind of an idiot. I meant to play the Lucci, but instead I put him on the bottom of my deck. I couldn't believe I did that. I was so disappointed in myself, but misplays always happen. The most important thing is to keep cool and figure out what the best thing to do is going forward. I decided playing a Spandine would be best to help search my deck and also get more cards in the trash, so I was able to still add a 2k to my hand. It's super nice to be able to just attack with my leader every turn to get 2 more cards in the trash, and even playing against 6000 power leaders, it makes sense just to swing with him, even if you're not threatening any damage. I play the 3rd Lucci to the field. It should have been the 4th, but it's okay. I'm able to trash my Spandine that's on the field to draw me a card, which is not only great for resources, since he's not really doing anything on the field anyway, he also goes to the trash to help me get to that next threshold. And 2 swings for 8k is just so busted. I'm really putting a ton of pressure on them before they can even hit their 10 Dawn turn. It is their 9 Dawn turn though, so they are able to play the Mihawk. And he's able to make one of my characters not be able to attack anymore, but very quickly they're going to be too high of a cost that Mihawk won't be able to touch them anymore. And because his board is starting to fill up, I am countering out of life while I can, because I did think he was going to attack my life with his carrot, but it turns out that he wanted to attack one of my characters, so it was much easier to counter out of. I don't really have a big play to go for this turn, so I decide to just remove his Tashigi because he could just start attacking with it, and I don't have a ton of defense going on. I have a lot of offense, but they're going to just start ignoring my characters anyway because they are impossible to get over, so I need to make sure that he can't just pivot and attack into my life with everything. Finger Gun also gets 3 total cards into my trash, which is great in conjunction with my leader, giving me another 2. Instantly boosting all of my characters by another 1000 power. So now I just have 3 10k beat sticks on the field that I got out there for basically free. His carrots can't touch them, his Mihawks can't touch them. There's basically nothing he can do about them. So once I finish up attacking, I drop the 3-cost blocker, which gets more cards in my trash, and I leave a Dawn active because there's this great new counter event called Ground Death, which can boost one of your leader characters by 4,000 power as long as you have 10 or more cards in your trash, which is just super easy to do with this deck. He drops another 9-cost Mihawk, which can't do anything about my 4-cost Luccis because they're actually 12-cost Luccis. So he makes it so that my blocker won't be able to rest itself, so I can't block this turn. While it is scary, it's only a little scary because he only has 3 attacks and I have 3 life cards, as well as 2 2Ks and a 4K counter event in my hand. I decide not to even counter out of his attack into life because I'd rather keep those cards in my hand to try and protect my Luccis. Basically, with 3 10K swings for free next turn, as well as 15K with my leader if I need it, he's just going down. I guess I did actually counter out of the carrot. I guess I was just a little scared, but I really didn't even need to. In any case, I knew that even if he threw everything onto his Mihawk, then I could still counter out if he attacked my character, which he does end up doing, and I'm able to just give him a 2K. And he has 3 Dawn up, so he definitely has events in hand. But I don't really need to do that much. All I have to do is get 1 attack through. He doesn't have any blockers, and with only 6 cards in hand, he's just not able to do it. I attack him for 9 with my leader, because milling the extra cards will actually boost all of my characters by another 1,000 power. So now they're all 11K beat sticks, without any Dawn commitment. He counters out of my leader with 3 cards, which makes me really confident that my Luccis are just going to get through. He was able to stop 9,000, but he's not able to stop 11,000 3 times in a row. I have been having so much fun with this deck. If you want to play it, the link is in the description, so go ahead and check that out. And while you're down there, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe while you're at it. It really helps me out. The 4-cost Lucci is the most important card of the deck, and when you first look at it, it seems like boosting for every 5 cards in your trash is kind of a lot, but your leader trashes 2 every turn. So basically every other time you attack with your leader, they'll be boosted to 7K and then 8K, and you saw in this game, they went all the way to 11. Spandine is really important because although he puts cards back into your deck, he is able to play Lucci out from the trash because you will end up milling these guys, and if your opponent even attacks over them, then they just wasted a bunch of extra resources. Bluno is a blocker when you put 1 Dawn onto him, so you do require 6 Dawn for this play, but on KO in general, he lets you play a Lucci out from your trash, so he's really good as well. Let me know if you want me to go into more detail into this deck in a future video, and if you want to play against me or participate in an online tournament, go ahead and join my Discord, the link is in the description. I want to get massive tournaments going, and for that, I need your help. We host tournaments every Friday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, but if we get enough votes, the time and day can always change. I always have a lot of fun playing with you guys, so I hope to see more of you there. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.